All right, y'all, what's up? We're back at it, back at it. You know how it is, you know how it goes. So just want to tap in with y'all before the night finishes or the day is over. You know, we got to read that disclaimer slash disclosure, then we'll get it popping in just a moment. But for some reason, it's showing like I am not online. And I hate when that happens. So we're just gonna rock with it, see what's going on, see what's popping. And there we go. All right, all right, all right. So let's go ahead and knock out that disclosure, that disclaimer. So please note that the following is not legal or financial advice and is provided for informational and educational purposes only. Investing in securities carries a high degree of risk and can result in the loss of your entire investment. You should consult with a qualified financial advisor or a legal professional before making any investment decisions. The information contained in this presentation does not constitute an offer or solicitation to buy or sell any securities or other financial instruments. Any opinions expressed in this presentation are subject to change without notice and should not be relied upon as a recommendation to buy or sell any securities. Please do your own due diligence and research before making any investment decisions. All right, so now that we got that done, we can tap into the trade recap and then see if we can spot some plays. Let's see if we can spot some plays coming up and whatnot. Yo, Paco, I see you. Ferran, Fuentes, thanks for coming too. B2C build. All right, MC, I see you. I see you. So we'll do a quick trade recap, let y'all know what I was looking at. So currently we got SPY up on the 30-minute chart on the screen. That's what we're looking at right now. Currently looking at SPY on that 30-minute. Now let me open up the Discord to show y'all, because I always like to kind of show y'all how I was plotting it out, the kind of trade that I was looking for. And so if we go to the trading chat room, so over here, this was today. I said, Good morning, Passive Income University. That's the name of my Discord. Looking to enter puts on SPY for a scalp, depending on price action and how this candle closes. So if you're new to my lives, my name is Curtis G, and I basically do trading recaps and reviews in options trading for beginners. So if you're new to options trading, this is the easy way for you to get some Q&A, some of your questions answered if you're just starting out on your trading journey. And I like to just break down my trades very simply to show y'all what I was going for. So one thing to make note of is I'm in California. I'm on the West Coast. So the stock market for me opens up from 6:30 a.m. and then it closes at 1 p.m. So if you see timestamps and things like that on my screen, just keep that in mind that I'm 3 hours behind and I'm in California. So this was about 30 minutes after the market opened. And I said, Good morning. I'm looking to enter puts on SPY for a scalp, depending on price action and how the candle closes. So this is what it looked like at that moment, right? We had our pre-market high and we had our pre-market low. These are these two white lines right here. And then this blue line is where the market opened up at. And this was right when that first candle of the day, that first 30-minute candle was about to close. So if we go back to trading view, we could kind of look at the real time. So this is what it looked like right here. Like I said, we had that first candle that was coming down to the pre-market low. I said that I was looking to scalp some SPY puts. And so I got in on SPY puts right when this candle closed and this one opened up and we had a nice immediate drop down. So it was really cool. Like the trade took a couple of minutes, a few minutes. We were able to get in and out and we could go back and see. I did put the screenshot, I believe. Let me go to trading chat room. So I put everything in this channel, all of my trades. So I said a quick scalp. That's how fast it was at 7:01. So the trade took like no more than 2 minutes. Very thankful. Trades don't happen like that every day. They're not that fast, especially as a scalper. Even as a scalper, some of my trades take like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But today was extremely good and then was able to make 120 bucks really, really quickly. But if you guys have been on my lives before, I'm a very, very conservative trader. So I typically aim for 5 to 10% profit whenever I'm scalping. So if I'm looking just to get in and out, I'm not looking for anything crazy. I just like a nice little 5 to 10%, then get out. And then my average trade is about 1,000. So if you're new to trading and you want to see what somebody kind of like trades with, or if you ever want to know what I trade with, for the last few months or pretty much for most of this year, my average trade has been right at about 1,000, aiming for 5 to 10% profit. So that's 50 to 100, and then just kind of stacking up and compounding my account from there. All right, all right. We got a few people rocking with us. Got a few people. Eddie's in here. Anthony, I see you. Rohan, what's going on? Fernando Flores, what's up? What's up, y'all? So just doing a little trade recap in here, just showing that we went ahead and scalped these SPY puts. We look at this first candle right here. And then we got in on the second 30-minute candle of the day and just kind of took that on the way down. As a matter of fact, I got out very, very early. This orange line is about right where I got out, and there was still plenty of room to continue to go down. But we can go back to trading view and kind of see what happened. And then there was actually a move on the way back up to the upside. I was very tempted to take this, but if you were on my live yesterday, you heard me talk about sticking to my rules and just having a one and done. So my normal trading routine goes like this. If my first trade of the day is profitable, then I'm done. That's a one and done. But if my first trade is a loss, I'll do one more trade. And if that's a loss, I'm done. Or if it's a win, I'm done. But for the most part, I don't do any more than two trades a day. It has to be something very, very high probability, something I'm extremely confident in for me to do more than two trades in a day. So, first trade, if it's profitable, one and done, close the charts, go and do something else. Two trades, if my first trade was a loss, I'll do another one. If that's a loss, I'm done. If I win that second one, I'm done. All right, what's up? What's up? We got a few people rolling in here. Drop those likes in the building. And so there was this second move on SPY. Like I said, I was very tempted to take it, but we're sticking to our trading rules. We don't want to be greedy. We don't want to have FOMO, but we had a nice, strong, bullish engulfing that brought us up above the previous day high, or not the previous day high, pardon me. It brought us up above the pre-market low. And then once we got above the pre-market low, we had a nice little trend upward back to where price opened up at. And then for the most part, the market kind of traded sideways for most of the day before breaking out above where price opened up at for the day. Now, what we were charting out was Tesla. And I just wanted to see how that was doing because I was really hoping for, we'll go back to the daily chart. So a few days ago, before FOMC, before Jerome Powell had announced that, he was cutting rates a little bit, we had did a little bit of charting on Tesla. It was right about here around the 18th, I believe it was. And we were looking for Tesla to continue to come down to this bottom line on the price channel before we rock back up to the upside. But now we've already broken up a little bit above the pricing channel. So I think I'll put this one away for the books and just kind of see how we do. But for the most part, just trading SPY and QQQ. So if you're new to options trading, don't feel like you have to have this crazy watch list. A lot of what you could look for in your trades could be done with QQQ and SPY. And that's pretty much what I trade every day. If you go back, you guys take a look in my Discord channel, you can see for the most part, at least on a daily basis, as a scalper, I'm doing SPY every day. I put in my trading confirmations at the end of each week. But if you guys look, I do SPY every day. SPY took profits. That's what I trade every day. So it is possible for you to have one setup and one ticker that you're looking at to do your trade. So if you ever hear or if you ever see certain traders just say, hey, just find one strategy, one setup, one ticker. It is very possible. I always put in when I get stopped out too. I don't have any problem putting my losses, but for the most part, I've been trading SPY every day and it's been pretty good. So it is possible. All right, all right. Who we got in here? Any questions? Any comments? I see we got people rolling through and coming through. Thank y'all for the likes. But yeah, that's the business, man. That is what's going on. Like I said, traded SPY, I've been trading SPY, and it's so weird because as somebody that was struggling for a long time to get a nice consistent rhythm, I had these big watch lists that I had, and I was looking at all these ticker symbols every day, as y'all can see over here. But it is possible, right? You could just have one ticker, one setup, and just trade that each day. If your setup presents itself, you don't want to force yourself in it. There will be some days where it might not even happen on SPY, but you have a huge opportunity or a huge chance that it will, depending on your setup and depending on your strategy. Yo, yo. So just running through, it was a nice, easy day. I wonder if we could see what the percentage was. I don't think I captured it in the Discord on that trade. I know it was 1% of my account, but I think Let's see. Let's see. Let's go check out what the percentage was on that trade right there. And then we can see what the deal is. But if you are a new options trader and you do have some questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. And let's see if I can help provide some value and whatnot. I see people coming through. I see you, John Williams, 206, Hosu, Davian or Davin, Lisa T. What's going on? Let's see who the top viewers are. So we got Olga, Lydia, Pendez Rowe. We got Ray 17104. We got Lapcar and we got Rohan. Thank y'all for rocking with your boy. All right. So let's get back in here. And we wanted to go check out, we wanted to go see really, really quick what the deal was on that percentage on that trade today. But y'all bear with me for just a second and we'll check it out. All right. Yo, Ryan, what's going on? Andy W, I see you. I see you. Okay. And then we want to do a little, what's the name? And let's see, I just didn't want to show some crazy stuff. So 13%, as y'all can see on that trade, it was a 13% trade with about 900 bucks. So like I said, I trade with about 1,000 each trade and I aim for 5 to 10%. Sometimes get a little bit of slippage where it'll tip over. You know, I'll be fortunate enough to get 13, 15%, but I usually like to aim for that 5 to 10. All right. Looks like I just got a follow. Let me give a shout out to Tony. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. So we're going to do a little bit of charting unless you guys drop some questions in the chat. But in the meantime, in between time, I appreciate all of y'all. So, like I said, you could trade SPY and the Qs. We all know that they pretty much follow each other, or the Qs kind of follow SPY and whatnot. So you could use those two. Yep, yep. Well, let's go to the daily chart, see if we can see some trends going on. And then we got a nice one. Looks like it's forming right here on Amazon. So I don't know if you guys see that, but Amazon's got like a nice little pricing channel right here. Now, Amazon is one of my favorite tickers to trade. I've had the most success with it. When I go back and I look at my trading journal and my trading history, I've had the most success trading Amazon. So I really, really do like it. It is one of my favorites, even though I'm primarily trading SPY these days. But it looks like we got a nice little pricing channel forming on the daily chart. So we're looking at the daily chart on Amazon. And I would draw something just a little bit like that, a little rough. But then we could bring it down to the 30-minute and kind of tighten it up. But I hope y'all can see what I'm seeing. You see that right there on this on Amazon. So we're currently looking at Amazon on the 30-minute chart. And it looks like it's been operating in this pricing channel for a few days, going back to at least, what does that say at the bottom there? Uh, is that September 16th? So about a week. So what I would like to see as it operates in this pricing channel for Amazon is either or, right? For price to kind of come back down here on the bottom side of the line to take calls to the upside, or if price comes up here, use it as a little bit of resistance and then take puts to the downside. As we can see, Amazon has been operating in this channel for a little bit. All right. Let me go back. Looks like I missed some comments. Lap Car, thank you for the follow. Tony says, how long have you been consistent on your profit? Just really the start of this year, to be honest with you. Still a few hiccups, I'll admit, man. Every now and then I do, my emotions do get the best of me. It is about just discipline and consistency and removing your emotions. That's the number one thing. At this stage in the game, the only reason I'm really taking a loss or I'm taking losses these days, and they do happen, a lot of times it's just because I let my emotions get the best of me. Like yesterday, right? Yesterday I had my one and done, but a lot of you have been requesting that I start doing live trading. And so I went live to take some trades yesterday that I didn't even need to take. I kind of forced myself in them and I took a loss. So that was more emotions than anything. It wasn't even my trading plan or setup. So, Tony, I hope that answers your question. But for the most part, since the beginning of this year, 2024. All right, Big Hurt, thank you for the follow. Julian, thank you for the follow. What's up? What's up? I appreciate y'all. Big time. Big time. Want to make sure I don't miss any questions or any comments. Yep, I burned up 2 accounts last year. It happens, man. It happens. And don't feel any type of way. It's a part of the journey. And as you go on through your journey, you'll actually appreciate where you came from. I can tell you I've lost thousands and thousands of dollars. I've done horrible trades, you know, crazy amounts of money lost. So, all right, we got it popping in here. We got a lot of comments. Things are flying through, and I'm trying not to miss anybody. Want to give a big shout out. Will, thank you for the follow. Um, Friend with Fire says it feels good. That's what's up. What's up? Let me try to scroll back through. Friend with Fire says never show off. Yeah, not showing off at all. Um, Pearly Bright's teeth whitening. Thank you for the follow. Never force. Yes, that's what's up. That's what's up. Friend with Fire, you say you do pocket options. I think that's a trading platform. Is that what you're saying? Or is that a charting platform? I'm not too sure. Star Ben Darkwall, thank you for the follow. And Bill Knight, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate all y'all rocking with me. We're in here kind of deep. I'm trying to keep up with the comments and the questions, but they are going kind of fast. And on my end, TikTok tells me every time somebody comes into the room. So if I don't quite see your comments, just bear with me. I'm seeing all the things pop up, and I'm really stoked that y'all are just rocking with me tonight. Jack Cuts Hair says, give me a tip. So what type of tip are you looking for, Jack? Like I said, my live is for beginning options traders. Um, and so that's it. I think I saw a question. Uh, I think I saw a question. Cost to pay to be the boss. That's right. Friends with Fire. Let me see. Let me see. Let's see. Never force. Hero do Tussie is a hero do Tussie. What's your P&L for the week? So actually, I think I'm up just about this trade. Let me show y'all for just a moment. My P&L for the week is about 120 bucks. So yesterday, what happened? I had my one and done. I made like $70. I'll show you exactly, as a matter of fact. So this was the trade yesterday. I made $70. I had my one and done. But then I went on live. Like I said, a lot of y'all have been requesting that I do my trades live. So I went on live yesterday to do a trade that I really didn't need to do. And I gave back pretty much all those profits yesterday on Monday back to the market. So now with today's trade with 120 bucks, I'm up 120. But it was a lesson learned. And like I said, sometimes even later on in your trading journey, you'll slip up. They're just reminders to stay on it. Fortunately, yesterday I stuck with my stop loss on that second trade I shouldn't have taken. But that is the long and short of it. Let's see. Let's see if I could do this. This here. Little ciabatta. Hmm, let's see. All right. Cam Brown 1204 says, love the lives. I appreciate that. WMXHEUDN. I'm not too sure how to pronounce that. Thoughts on Nvidia pumping 150 billion, 5 quarters of rev off Jensen saying he's done selling. That's crazy, man. Let's go check out the chart. I don't know. Nvidia is so crazy, oh man, it's such a crazy stock. I mean, unfortunately, I've made that's been my most profitable stock in my trading career that I've traded options wise is Nvidia. It's also been the most profitable in my long-term portfolio. Uh, we're really in my mom's long-term portfolio. I managed that over there for her. Um, let's see. All right, we got people rolling through here. What the wallpaper background is that? What are you talking about? That's not a wallpaper. This is my real loft. Okay, I have a loft. All right, you guys, I can walk back there and touch that window. All right. That's real. This is a real loft. I'm really in here. You know what I mean? The acoustics just sound good because I got it all figured out. I'm in the right exact position in this loft so that it doesn't echo. All right. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Alan Maximiliano Cano, thank you for the follow, my guy. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But if you were the person that was asking what my P&L is for the week, I'm pretty much up $120 a trade that I took today. Like I said, yesterday I made a mistake. I had my one trade in the morning. I was green. I went ahead and took a trade that I shouldn't have. Pretty much ended up flat yesterday. So I'm up the 120 from the trade I just went over with y'all. Uh, let's see. Let's see. All right, we're jumping. We're jumping. Drop those likes, y'all. Please drop those likes. Okay. Eddie, thank you for the follow. What's up? What's up? JD says, will QQQ go up? Project Limitless, I have that problem. LOL. If I don't see a setup on SPY, I'll hop on other stocks forcing trades. That's what's yeah. You guys saw me do it yesterday. WMX. I hope you're still in here, man. This is my real. All right, this is no wallpaper. This is real. This is a real look. Look, you see, it's real. Now, if it was a wallpaper, could I go back that far? All right. Let's go take a look at Nvidia though. Let's take a look at Nvidia. We just saw that pricing channel. You guys don't forget. We got to go take a look again at Amazon. Let's set up some alerts. Let's take a look. It's in a nice pricing channel for us. But let's look at Nvidia. Jensen said he's done selling. It's so crazy. If you work at Nvidia right now as one of the like top engineers or even a regular mid-tier engineer and you own stock options in the company, oh my gosh. So we did look at Nvidia the other day. I think me and Project Limitless looked at Nvidia the other day, and if it wasn't for that news, we were thinking that price was gonna come on down into these two levels of support, first here and here. But now that we've broken this trend line, right? We were trading sideways for a few days. We're looking at the daily chart on Nvidia. Now that we've broken this trend line with some news, it sounds like, and we're pushing up to the upside, we may be starting a new trend, right? We may be starting a new trend, even something like that, depending on how you want to look at it. I don't want the chart to get too crazy, but I hope you guys can see what I'm talking about. So we're pushing up. Oh, snap. Let's see. I'm way up out of here. Let me see the messages. All right. Don't believe in quitting. Just got the number one gifter badge. I appreciate you. Big shout out to Don't Believe. I gotta tap in with you. I always like to show reciprocity to all y'all that show me love. Let's run up the likes. Let's see if we can get to 1K. Let's see if we can get to 1,000. Okay. Guidance says, is SPY a buy now? I'm more of a scalper and I haven't seen it. So I think it was WMX before I move on back to SPY that was asking about my thoughts on NVIDIA. Let's take a look to see what the news was because he said that Jensen said he was done selling and that caused there to be a pump. Is that right? Uh, how do I get the news in here? Where happened to the news? All right, let's see. Uh, anything in there? No, no. I just want to see if there's any news that confirms what WMX and the audience was saying. I guess the CEO said he was done selling shares or something like that. It caused the stock to pump. I'm not quite seeing anything like that right away on TradingView, but doesn't mean that he didn't say it or that didn't cause it. But with that being said, if there was some type of news catalyst that caused this pump, it definitely broke the downward daily trend. And now that the trend is broken and we kind of started to form this trend, I will be looking for more bullish confirmation. If I was to trade some options, like I said, if I was to trade options, I'd just be looking for more bullish confirmation to the upside before taking calls. Maybe plot out the next level of support and resistance because it looks like we came right up to this resistance mark. If y'all can see that right there. So we may have a bit of a pullback tomorrow or through the rest of the week. All right, guidance. Is SPY a buy now? All right, let's take a look. So if we're looking at the daily chart on SPY, let's go back over here. Looks like we're at a bit of resistance too. Um, any gaps to be closed? Not really. No gaps really. Just keeping it very simple. But we do have this nice daily trend up. So we are trending up. It depends. So if you're asking if SPY is a buy for stocks, regular shares versus options, I'm gonna lean and say yes for shares, obviously, because you can hold long term and basically turn it into an investment. And I think we're still, and I said this a few lives ago, with Jerome Powell cutting the rates, this being an election year, these are just my thoughts, right? They're subjective. You could take them with a grain of salt or take them at face value. So Jerome Powell, the Fed, FOMC, they cut rates. This is an election year. The general thoughts on election years, right, is that the market typically should be doing well. So I think we're going to continue for the next however many 12 weeks of the year. We got October, November, December, right? So roughly 12 whole weeks. I think we'll still ultimately trend up. So if you could buy some calls like going towards the end of the year, if you can afford them in the money or as close to the money as you can get, or let me speak if it was me. I can't tell you what to do. But when it comes to SPY, if you're still in here, guidance, um, the further out you could get for calls in the money as you can, I would kind of ride that a little bit. Now, we are going to have days and weeks before the year ends where we'll see some pullbacks, some retracements, but I do think that we'll see like a type of crescendo, if you will, where we'll get to the top kind of as the year's rounding out, and then we'll start to teeter over and come back down. I really strongly believe that's what's going to happen with SPY, in my opinion. I Stella, thank you. Or is that Bella? Bella, my bad, Bella. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. JAR, thank you for the follow. What's going on? Forbidden Tick, thank you for the follow. Bay Cheek, thank you for the follow. I appreciate y'all. Let me show some love to the top viewers right now. Don't believe in quitting. That's what's up. Cam Brown, 1204. Escobar Home Improvement, thank you for rocking with me. Cassie Vaughn, 12, I see you. JD, D Stocks, user 2057040251695. Robert, I see what's going on. Cali X Tuv Lasquez, user 65335873400. Kevin B, AB, Timothy Moore, and Bree Brax. Thank y'all all for rocking with me. You all are the top viewers. I appreciate y'all. We got over 1K in likes. And so we just did somewhat of a breakdown, right? We took a look at SPY. Like I said, my overall sentiments for SPY kind of rounding out the year are bullish still. We're in election year. Powell just cut rates. I think we're going to have a few more catalysts and events that'll continue to help prop the market up before we kind of tip over and start to come back down into some bearish activity. Like I said though, but don't catch it off guard. Don't take that as like, oh, I could just go full crazy with calls or I'll just be straight blind bullish. We still will have days and weeks through the rest of the year where we'll have some pullback. So don't let that catch you off guard. I'm saying that overall, we're gonna end up uh higher because it's an election year and all that kind of stuff with SPY. But we will have some moments where volatility. So just be on your toes about that. Maybe wait for a day where it's like really, really red, right? When you start seeing, hearing people online talking about, oh, the bear market is in and the top is over and we're about to come crashing down. A day like that where the bears are sticking their chest out a little too much may be a good day to hop into some calls, depending on how the chart looks too. All right, that boy, wow, thanks for coming through. All right, we got a comment here from 93. How would decay affect those end of year calls? So if we're thinking about theta and time decay, that's why it's really important to keep two things in mind. So this is how I would play it, right? The first thing I would do is see what I could afford the most of in the money, if that makes sense. Um, and then the second thing or the next thing to keep in mind is if I was going to get calls that expired, and let's say at the end of December/January, me personally, I will be looking to get out of those contracts by mid-December so that that theta doesn't really, really start to eat away. Because once we get into like the last 2 weeks, the last week, you'll really start to feel the theta eating away at your contracts. So that's how I would play that to keep it simple. So if I could get contracts that were in the money as much as I can or as close as I can that I could afford, let's say that they expire January 1st, just for an example, then I would be looking to exit around December 15th, something like that. But, if you could afford even further out, right? If you could afford end of January, end of February, that gives you more time. But typically, and this is just for me, I'm just letting y'all know what I would do. Typically, I would get out, especially if I see a pump in my direction, right? And I'll give you an example. I've given this example a few times this month, but we did swing trades on SPY because we noticed. So if we look at SPY, right? I'm going to zoom it out. We noticed this double top that happened right here on SPY. You see this double top, y'all? We have this double top that happened on SPY. Now, when we got to about here, I was very confident in taking puts as a swing trade. And what I said in the Discord, let me go back and see if I can find it real quick. What I said in the Discord was, all right, here it is. So this was back on September 5th. And I said, I got a trade idea for SPY swinging puts with mid to late October expiration. So I said this on September 5th for mid to late October expiration. Now, I was thoroughly planning on keeping those puts, but if we go back to the chart, look what happened. We had this big drop down, and so my contracts went up. And typically, if I'm swing trading, I like to aim for 20 to 30% profit. So I got to that 30% and I went ahead and exited out, even though I could have continued to hold the contracts, right? But there's no reason in being greedy. So even if you get a swing trade with contracts that are expiring in January, right? Let's say we want to play that ride up for calls for SPY to be bullish for the rest of the year. If you wake up one day and prices moved in your direction, is spiked in your direction, don't hesitate to go ahead and take profits off the table. And I'll show y'all. I will show you. So on this particular swing trade, I had got one contract right here. You guys could see it. I got one SPY put, $300. Boom. Strike price of 494. And then where was it at? I sold the SPY put because that price dropped down. And what did I get? I got about 27% on the profit. I know that is a little bit blurry, but you guys could see that on that one contract. Now, I could have tried to hold it longer, but I was in my profit zone, or I was in my profit target. So no reason for me to be greedy. 93 for sure. I hope I answer your question. I hope I was able to give some value there. I'll say it one more time just to reiterate. So if we're talking about getting calls for SPY that expire in January, we all know that theta or time decay is going to eat away at the value of those contracts. So realistically, in the second to last week or the last week of those contracts, that's when you want to be looking to get out if you haven't already. That's the long and short of what I would do with those. But the long and short of it is each day, theta is going to eat away at the contracts bit by bit. All right. Guidance says Microsoft question mark. Let's go take a look at Microsoft. I haven't looked at Microsoft in a long time. Like I said, I've been just scalping SPY each day. That's it. Each day, just scalp a little SPY, go on about my business. All right. Don't believe in quitting. Sent Rocky the Rock Bean. I appreciate that. Big shout out to Don't Believe in Quitting. I got to tap in with you. I appreciate you a whole lot. I really do. Okay. So we're currently looking at SPY. Now, I'm going to do something a little different. Normally, I start off on the daily chart, but I'm going to just start off on the 30-minute to see if there was an opportunity to scalp, if I would have saw something that I could scalp. I know it's a little cheesy because it's kind of like you're cherry picking, right? But as we saw, it was the same thing that kind of happened with SPY. This strong bearish candle that clearly broke below the pre-market low. So that would have been an indication to scalp some puts, just like we did with SPY today. And then we had a nice little bullish signal to take a little ride to the upside. But that's exactly, I would have did the same thing that I did with SPY on Microsoft. But now let's go to the daily. And it does look like we are in a strong downward trend. We're in a strong downward trend with Microsoft, something like that. So when I draw my trend lines, I start off on the daily chart and then I'll bring it down to the 30-minute or a lower time frame just to tighten it up, just to make sure, you know, it's right and exact. Now, I won't worry too much about any of the activity that happens in the pre-market. I just want to make sure it's good for when the market was open. So we could tighten it up like that. Looks like we want to kind of bring this up a little bit like this. Boom. But a nice strong downtrend on SPY. And so, the name of the game for me is I would like to see price tomorrow come up to this line somewhere, right? Come up to our trend line and then continue to take puts to the downside. I would like to take puts, continue to the downside if I was to trade Microsoft. But then the next thing you want to do, if you don't want to catch yourself off guard, is to see, are we at a strong level of support, which we may be right in here. Looking at this crazy activity from not too long ago. This may be a strong level of support for Microsoft. So you just want to be careful, right? That we're not caught off guard. We are in this daily downtrend that we drew, but we have landed at a support area. So we may be reversing and starting the uptrend. But like they say, the trend is your friend. I would just keep a close, tight, conservative stop on it. All right. What's going on? What's going on? Bab says NVDA went up on BS News. Yeah, we just talked about it a little bit ago before you joined. Uh, let's see. Don't believe in quitting says AVGO for sure. For sure. Let's take a look at AVGO. AVGO Broadcom. One of my favorites was big time. I have Broadcom big time in my long term portfolio, in my dividend portfolio. So I really like Broadcom overall. I know there's some unique challenges when it comes to the company, their market share, competition, certain things like that. But let's take a look at Broadcom. Where are you at? Where are you at, Broadcom? All right, where's there we go. Yeah, I should tell you how long it's been since I looked at Broadcom. All right. So don't believe in quitting. Hope you're still rocking with me right now. We want to look at Broadcom. First, I got to update my canvas. Let's remove indicators. Let's go to settings. All right. Let's go to get rid of these grid lines. Let's make this a little bit brighter. All right. There we go. Now we're looking at Broadcom that's clearly in an upwards trend. Very simple. Like I said, if you're new to my live, name's Curtis G. I do options trading for beginners and very, very simple stuff. Nothing overly complicated or intricate. No, wildness. I usually just rely on trend lines, support and resistance, and maybe one or two other things to help give me some confirmation. But I like to keep my trading as simple as possible. I've learned just for me, and I'm not knocking any of the more complex strategies out there, but I've learned just for me, if there's all these things I got to check, then a lot of times my mind isn't like really calculating everything right. And I got analysis paralysis, and then I'm chasing after a trade because I missed my entry. So I like to just keep my technical analysis very, very simple: trend lines, support and resistance, and maybe one or two other things that makes me comfortable with entering the trade. So the first thing I really, really like to see when it comes to swing trading, right? Looking for swing trades is a very, very clear and obvious trend. And so, just like we saw on Microsoft right here with Broadcom or AVGO, we've got a very obvious trend to the upside. So, all we have to be aware of is not all we have to be aware of, but the main thing that we have to be aware of is if there is a trend break. So, let's draw our trend line, something like that. I'd like to start on, Lord, I like to start on the daily chart. No sound. Oh, snap. There's no sound. You guys can't hear me? No sound? Oh, no. Yo, C. Mason, thank you for the follow. Got a whole bunch of follows. Thank you all. Alejandro, Anthony Schutz, LA Mike. Didn't I see you at that? I don't know what Tom is talking about there. That's crazy. Bab says charts can't control filters. You can hear me. We can hear you. Okay. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I heard no. We had no sound. I was kind of alarmed right there. All right. So one thing I like to see is a very, very obvious daily trend. And so just like we saw with Microsoft, right? We have this very obvious downward daily trend. And now with Broadcom, we've got a very obvious daily uptrend. Even with these two bearish days, they're still trending upwards, right? So, like I said, I always start off on the daily chart and then I'll bring it down to the 30-minute just to tighten it up a little bit. And sometimes you don't got to make it too tight. We just want to make sure it's just not overly wacky or anything like that. That is just not overly wacky, but something kind of like this. All right. So what I would like to see, just like the inverse on Microsoft, it would be nice as if price kind of drops down into this area tomorrow. right? We got this nice, what appears to be a support zone. So that's the next thing I would draw. You guys heard me talk about that, right? I do my trend lines and then support and resistance. So what I see right here is something like that. So I know I might be asking for a little too much, but it would be just so ideal if Broadcom could just drop down into this area tomorrow. Those two things coming together, right? This support area and then it being right on the trend line and then taking calls to the upside. That's what I would like to see. That's what I would like to see. And that's how I would trade it. Very simple, nothing crazy. And then you can add whatever you want to that. If you like SMAs, if you like MACD, if you like any of that stuff, you can add it to it. But that would be the two main components right there that I would look for is a nice drop down to the trend and to the support zone before taking calls back up to the upside. All right. C Mason says, got you, G. Been trying to learn trading. Ain't easy. That's what's up. Um, of course, don't believe in quitting. Whatever I can do, you show me so much love on this live. So thank you so much. Whatever I can do to give value. Okay. Anthony Shutt says APLD. I think you said that a couple of times too. Let me take a look. And I have no idea about APLD. And then we got a request for Amazon. We did chart Amazon so we could come back to it. Amazon is, like I said, I mainly just trade SPY these days, but I did see a play on Amazon that we just charted out. So we'll come back to it. Um, you guys just don't let me forget. But we had a request to look at APLD. And then the person that's asking for Amazon, you just, oh, is it Uber Minch? Um, you just got like an emoji for your screen name, but APLD. I really hate this new way that there we go. APLD. Anthony Shutt says AI data center developer with big tenant coming. All right. Applied Digital Corporation. Hmm. It looks like we've reached a little bit of resistance. So I'm looking at the daily chart. One thing to keep in mind if you're like me right now and you're not familiar with this ticker symbol, that it is trading at about $7. I know it's a little bright over there on the right hand side, but it is currently trading at about $7. It looks like it's closed this gap that was formed a long time ago. All right. Big shout out to Qma Dukes. We got a celebrity in the building asking, is that water? It is actually iced tea. I'm drinking iced tea. This is homemade iced tea that I made. Drinking homemade iced tea, y'all. Trying to get off of the sodas. I'm trying to get off the sodas. So I've been making like iced teas and uh, you know, fresh squeezed apple juice, things like that. All right, user 1829191942. Thanks for the follow. Anthony Shutt says they just had NVDA backing slash investment. That's what's up. All right. So overall, if we're just gonna base this off of the chart and no fundamentals, it looks like we did break out of consolidation. We're starting to have this daily uptrend. So the main thing that's coming to my mind right now is areas of resistance. Now, the first thing that I see, and I just keep it very, very simple, right? The first thing that I see is something like this kind of resistance area that we've come into. Now I'm going to try to zoom out our chart a little bit. We're looking at the daily chart of APLD. That is Alpha, Perry, Larry, David. There we go. Something like that. We're going to tighten that up a little bit. So we just want to identify some support and resistance zones. Let's see if we can drag it across. It's a little wacky in there. So we may have just a little bit of a pullback. It would be nice. it would be nice to see if we could break above this. If we could break above this resistance zone, then yeah. But I think we might kind of, if you guys notice, right? We came up in here, we kind of struggled, then we came down. We came up in here, we kind of struggled, then we came down. Now we're back in here. So I would like to see just a nice break above this kind of resistance zone, at least what I charted out. And then definitely, if they have options contracts available, taking some calls or just buying shares and going long. All right, all right. Cassie Vaughn says the tea. What did you put in it? This is actually lemon ginger. This is lemon ginger tea. I forgot to put honey in it. I really wanted to put honey, but I forgot to. So it's just lemon ginger. That's it. But I normally like to add a little bit of honey. All right. LA Mike says that's a cup and handle. Ooh. See, this is why charting is so dope because your eyes might not see something, but I do. I just now that you say it, I didn't even think about that. Look at that. So we got Mike. Big shout out to Mike. Mike reminded us his eyes caught it on the daily chart for APLD. We do have a cup and handle pattern. This little anomaly down here, but we do got that cup and handle. Big shout out to Mike. That's what's up. Good eye. Ash has a good question in the chat. Ash asks, "Is day trading reliable?" And so here's what I'll say to answer your question. Day trading is very irregular. So if you're looking for steady income the same way you would with like a 9 to 5 job, that's not what day trading is going to do. And day trading to experience consistent success requires insanely high levels of discipline. Every day that I trade, I realize that I need more and more discipline to get better and better. So those are the two things I'd tell you, Ash. It's irregular. One day you might only make $20. One day you might make $1,100. One day you make 500, something like that. Now, as you get better in your trading career and your trading journey, those numbers will start to level out and they won't be so far and wide. But there will be times where from week to week, the amount of money that you make isn't going to look similar, right? It's going to be very different. LA Mike says takes 3 to 4 years to get it right. Yeah, exactly. So for anybody who cares, I know every now and then when I go live, somebody asks me about how I got started. So speaking to options trading, I got my first exposure to options trading in June of 2020. And that was when I did my very first options trade. But for the rest of 2020, all of 2021, all of 2022, I really just messed around. I lost a whole lot of money. I didn't take trading very seriously. I didn't have a trading journal. I didn't have all of those things like a trading plan, rules, risk management, all those things that you need to have in place. So for all those years, I was just messing around and losing money. But it wasn't until January of 2023 where I said, yo, I really want to buckle down. I really want to take this seriously and I want to change my trading trajectory, right? I want to become profitable. I want to become consistent. So all the things I wasn't doing, I started to do those more consistently and then I saw more consistent results. So having a day trading journal or just a trading journal in general, making sure I had a risk management plan, making sure I had rules in place that I don't break, that I stick to. If you're on my live at the beginning, like I said, one of my rules or a few of my rules are if my first trade of the day is profitable, one and done. That's it. Close the charts, go do something else. If I lose my first trade, I'll do one more trade. And if that's a winner, I'm done. If that's a loser, I'm done. That's part of like my risk management and my rules. Now, another thing that I have in terms of my risk management is I only trade with about a tenth of my account capital. So let's say there's roughly $10,000 in my account total, then I won't take a trade that's more than 1,000, right? And then on that trade in and of itself, with that 1,000, I usually have about a 5% stop loss, give or take, depending on, how I'm looking at the trade. And but sticking to those rules is how I saw the consistency. And so you basically just set up a system, right? You hear people talk about all the time, but you just set up a system and you just follow that system, win, lose, or draw. Win, lose, or draw, you just follow that system and it'll take care of you. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Luxama, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. LA Mike says takes 3 to 4 years. Happy person says Ash, no. All right. Techi. So yeah, so to Ash's question, if day trading is reliable, I would say that it's irregular. All right, Blu-ray, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Patrick, thanks for the follow. Got people coming through. Now I know we had a couple of requests for some different tickers. So my bad. Ocean Pepe says check out Ocean Pepe. I feel like that's a crypto coin. Is that a crypto coin? No disrespect to the cryptos out there. I really don't chart the cryptos too much. Just mainly about stocks and options trading. Yo, yo. Okay, okay. Thank y'all for running it up. Thank y'all for running it up. But yeah, so we took a look at APLD, which is Applied Digital Corporation. We're looking at the daily chart. It's got a cup and handle pattern, but mainly what I see is we're in this resistance zone. So I would just like to see a breakout of the resistance zone before going long, or if they do have calls available contracts to take those contracts. Ocean Pepe, thanks for the follow. Amazon, oh, thanks for the reminder. I almost forgot about Amazon. We did already chart it. We did already chart Amazon, but let me go back and we could take a look at what I was looking at. Anthony Schutz says they do have calls. All right, they do have calls. All right, so we'll go back to maybe APLD just to see if maybe we could take a look at the options chain. All right, so who was that was looking for Amazon? I believe that's Uber with the hand emoji. All right, so this was the pricing channel that we charted out earlier. Oh no. Oh no. How did this even happen? What's up, man? What's going on? How did that even happen right now? I feel like you said you invited me, and I was like, I was like, this dude hacked my TikTok. Nice. You're so nice. Nah, I just let it go. No, no worries. I feel like I will say this, the meme coins you guys have had like super dope content for sure. Yeah, that's what drives the whole thing. I'm actually the founder of Ocean Pepe. All right, we will check it out then. Let's check it out. Let me knock out knock out this Amazon chart and then what was that? I'm a stock trader. I got into meme coins after, but I fuck around with stocks too. For sure, for sure. Tesla, if you want to talk stocks, we can definitely do that. Oh yeah, definitely. But I appreciate you coming through. All right, so we got the founder of Ocean Pepe on. I don't know how. I feel like he hacked my TikTok live, but we're gonna shout out to him. We're gonna take a look at his coin in just a moment. We're gonna finish charting out Amazon, and then we're gonna check out Ocean Pepe. Is it on TradingView? It's on a site called Dex Screener. That's where all the meme coins live. All right. All right. You said Dex Screener? Dex Screener. DEX Screener. Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm about to ruin your life. We're about to stop losses here. Good at all. At all. All right. Let's see. So it's verifying that I'm human. Let's see here. All right. So where do I search? How do I search? Is it right here? Ocean Pepe. All right. So what's the background? How'd you come on with the name Ocean Pepe? So, if you know anything about meme coins, there's really a few coins, especially in the crypto space, that are considered like the blue chips. So, number one is Dogecoin. Number two is Shiba, and then number three is Pepe, Pepe the coin, and so all these meme coins are really based on narratives. That's what drives the price and the action. Think of it as like a herd of people just moving around through these meme coins. They can go from they're like lottery tickets. They can go from 0 to 100 million in a week if you get the narrative right and if you get the tokenomics correct. And so there's launch pads for these coins. So our coin launched on a site called Pump.fun. Those are launch pads where just like you're streaming now, we stream for like 5 days straight. Oh snap! For Pump Fun, and then once you complete the bonding process, everybody can like bid into your. It's like crowdfunding. Once you complete your bonding curve,
They create the liquidity pool, and then you're on DEX, DEX Screener, which is what you're looking at now, which is a decentralized exchange.
Okay. Okay.
Basically, stock market for meme coins, but we're a public traded company on day one. We have a liquidity pool, a market, and it's live worldwide. Anybody that has a Phantom wallet can trade meme coins on the go, and there is a limited amount. So once you create the coin, you get 1 billion tokens, and that's the most there will ever be.
You said a billion or a million?
Yeah, 1 billion
One
coins.
billion. Okay. Okay. Let's see. See, this is where I'm a little bit behind the cuffs. Still, I'm like I feel like an old boomer. Like, no disrespect. I feel
Yeah,
that's a little derogatory, but I
well,
just know.
you're fine. It's super cool for me to like talk to people that have never seen this before or are new to the space. But basically, there is on Twitter. That's where all these like Twitter lets meme coins just live and function on there. And so there's something called crypto Twitter, where all
Mm,
these influencers and coins live. So you want to check the Twitter of these coins, and then the Telegram is where the chat rooms are for the coins, and everything lives there. And so when you're doing your research, you just want to make sure that like their website's good, the narrative's good, their Twitter's active, and their Telegram community's active. That's kind of like the checkpoints for meme coins. And then of course volume, buyers, distribution, and all that.
let's see.
But it's like stocks on steroids.
Yeah, I've been seeing it, man. I've been seeing the crypto bros just go crazy. You know, I had um a young lady that was in my Discord, Anna, and she pops up on the live every now and then, and she was like, yeah, the stocks is cool, but she's like, get your ass some crypto. And
Yeah,
so,
it's definitely a lot more exciting. Like, look, I can tell you're a very like diligent investor, and you take your time and you do it systematically. Meme coins are very much like fast games, fast money, and a little bit degen in that like you kind of just
all
roll away from the trades and hope for the best.
right, all right. Oh, we got questions about where's the chart. Life flipped upside down. My bad, my bad. We are just tapping in with Ocean Pepe a little bit. Now you're talking about just the general Ocean Pepe coin chart. Is that what you're looking for? Life flipped upside down. We are just kind of taking a look at their Twitter, looking at decks, things like that. Yes. All right. Life flipped upside down. So is there a chart on decks to kind of look at? Or if we wanted to see a chart, where would we go, man?
Oh yeah, I don't know why your deck screener looks so weird.
Maybe because I got the screen shrink down for TikTok.
Yeah, because the you're just yeah, there it is.
All right. So life flipped upside down. So if you go over to Deck Screener, that's David Edward X-ray screener, Deck Screener, and then type in Ocean Pepe on the search. Once you click on it and you scroll down, there's a chart down here. And I'll give you the information. I didn't see it because I had it shrunk down for TikTok to fit in the screen. But here's what the chart is looking like. Is this defaulted to the daily? Oh, it's the 15 minute. It's defaulted to the 15. Let's change this to the daily. All right, so here's a little quick view for everybody to look at the daily chart for Ocean Pepe. Looks like we had that initial pump up, just went live. It just went live. It just live.
We've been live for about a month and a half now.
Yeah.
But this is pretty typical meme coins because everything happens in cycles. So what'll happen is once you launch, you'll have this huge boost, but then typically everybody will sell once they make their money because all the early holders that got in when we were $5,000 and we went to 250K, they all cashed out, and so you kind of go through these phases where we call them like the paper hands. They fall
Mm-hmm.
off, and then you're consistently building a floor. And then for meme coins to stay alive, you really have to put out what we call utility, which is like what's the use of your token, what's going to keep coming back. And so for
Mm.
us, we're developing a video game that's going to integrate with the coin that you'll be able to use and spend in the game itself.
Life flipped upside down says so. We're loading up for October 1st.
That's right. That's right.
I feel like they know something already. So man, all right, let's be real. I feel like we kind of turned this into an impromptu kind of like Q&A interview. Um so if I could get a little real, a little candid, because I know you talked about utility, but I also was getting the vibe at the beginning that you were saying about I think you mentioned narrative. Was that the word you used? And I kind of equate narrative to for lack of a better word, maybe marketing.
Yeah.
So I feel like more so than because there was a period of time where I was dabbling a little bit more into crypto, more of like the Ethereum and Bitcoin. This was back when Ethereum, if you can remember, was like at 250, and
Oh
so
yeah,
um
2016.
yeah, exactly. And so I say all that to say, when it comes to narrative and marketing, I feel like especially with the meme coins, that's more dominant than really needing to have utility. So I asked you for Ocean Pepe, what does your efforts look like in terms of like marketing or getting the narrative out there to new people outside of
Yeah.
hacking TikToks?
No, we're just playing around on TikTok. I mean, look, you have to do a multi-prong approach. You have to be on all the platforms. So, like, TikTok's the newest for us, but we've been on X for a while. We got the Instagram up, we got Reddit, and then YouTube's going to be next. But you have to attract new audiences. I think for a project like Ocean Pepe, if you're going to do it now, like, there's a billion coins getting created every single month in order to stand up from the crowd. You have to kind of elevate the bar. And so, for us, the utility piece is just kind of proving like, hey, we're not just a shit coin. Like, we're actually going to put out like some really cool stuff that everybody can interact with and like build the whole ecosystem. I think in the future, brands are going to be looking to partner with these meme coins because they're going to build such a big following when there's an actual team behind them. It'll really make sense to partner with these coins because right now, like, you can create anything. You can create a McDonald's coin. You can create a GME coin. There's actually already one that's like 30 million market cap right now, but there really isn't like any rules right now. And as the space grows, the barrier to entry will just continue to get higher, and it'll be harder and harder to get the same level of success that some of these OG coins have achieved.
That's right. I think this is specialboysclub.com. This isn't the official website now. What is this?
That's a typical meme coin website.
Wait, but this isn't for Ocean Pepe, is it?
No. I don't know when you clicked, but you clicked on some other project.
All right. Oh, this is all right. That just popped up on the side. I was trying to look for the
Yeah, the chat.
official website. Okay.
Yeah, you can check out our site.
Let's see. Oh, there it is. All right. Let's see. I think this is it right here. All right. All right. Okay. Yeah, looks a lot better already than that other thing we were just looking at. The king of the ocean is here with the backing of the strongest community born from innovation, transparency, and resilience. Ocean Pepe launched on Pump.fun with our Docs founder live streaming 4 days straight to reach the radio milestone, reflecting our commitment to success. This is our story. That's what's up. Okay. All right. We got the game, we got music, we got metaverse. All right, we'll be tapping in. I
Nice.
appreciate you. All right, big shout out to Ocean Pepe. Thank you.
Hey, to go back to your world real quick though, I have been considering Tesla calls, just because I made a lot of money on Lubin and Lucid, I mean, and the other, what's the other EV?
Uh,
But I've just been really concentrated on the two EV stocks, and I feel like Tesla with I was in their store the other day. They have the robots coming out. They have the robo taxis. What are your thoughts?
I'm gonna keep it real. I think long term, Tesla's a good play. There's a lot of controversy, right? Elon's very controversial. A lot of at different times, a lot of the financial slash fundamentals are controversial because there's so much emphasis on how many vehicles were delivered or how many this or that or that. But I think that the long term, Elon and the Tesla game or the Tesla team, they have the game pretty like squared away. So I think long term, in my opinion, it's good. Now there is going to be some challenges because there's certain, in my opinion, right? In just my opinion, there's certain uh obstacles that they have to get over financial wise when it comes to those things I just described. But I think they're going to navigate them. I think if Elon has been able to navigate SpaceX and navigate Starlink, then they can do it with Tesla, which really does have the most viable product out of all those brands. So I
Yeah.
think it can be done. Now, in terms of your calls, I know you said you were thinking about it, so you probably haven't gotten in yet. But just like I was saying the other day, just a few days ago, before Jerome Powell and the Fed cut rates. Let me kind of zoom in. I know we got like the split screen going on, but we had kind of drawn out this pricing channel, and I was hoping that Tesla was going to come up to the top here and drop back down towards the bottom before entering calls to the upside. So just for me, I'm just a little hesitant. We've closed this gap right now. This orange line, there was a gap that was formed some time ago. That gap has been closed over the past 2 days. So I'm just waiting for a little bit more of maybe a retracement, maybe um, a level of support to come to, clearly defined support, which I haven't really seen with my own eye yet, and then looking for some calls. Uh, I know that seemed a little bit vague, but that's just my overall thoughts right now, especially as we're kind of breaking out of this channel that I initially charted. So just basically mainly just looking for like a new trend, if you will.
Yeah, we actually are very like-minded. I was seeing the same thing. I just wanted to know what was going to happen. It looked pretty flat when you zoom out, and it's like, is it going to go? Is it going to test? What's the next support level up? Do you think if we break through 250?
Let's take a look. Let's see. Let's see. Lord, I really need to get like how the gamers do it, where they got, I think they use like OBS or something, where I could like have half the thing my face and half of it my monitor showing.
Still got Ocean Pepe in the background.
He's like looking at me like, look at you go, look at you. He's Ocean Pepe's proud. He's like, you're making it happen. All right, so we're at 254 right now. Ooh, see, I don't like how ugly this looks. It's just, I wish this was like clearly defined. Um, because this looks a little chunky. And was this all? This wasn't all time highs, was it?
They
No,
did the
no, no,
stop
no, not
loss
at
in
all, not at
September,
all.
so
Okay, not at all. No, 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 no. All right, cool. So we would have to zoom out a little bit. One thing I'll admit this to myself. I really don't like going to the weekly, but we might just have to just to kind of see. All right, so if you're just joining the live or if you just want to get caught up, we're taking a look at Tesla right now to probably identify the next level of like support or resistance. Right now, just happen to have an impromptu interview slash Q&A with the founder of Ocean Pepe. So for any of us that are into meme coins or looking to get into crypto and a little bit more risk tolerant, you might want to check out Ocean Pepe. I'm not paid by them or anything like that. Cassie Vaughn says choppy. No, 414.94 is high. 414.94 is big. Shout out to Cassie Vaughn. Has been really active in the audience in the chat tonight. I feel like 414. Are you telling? Oh, that what the high was? Okay, good looking out, Cassie Vaughn. So that was the all time high. So we got a little ways away from that. What I see, man, and we're now looking at the weekly chart. The next thing that I'm looking at would potentially be we got to kind of keep this in mind because we're on the weekly. It's coming up to like this 288-ish area, 288, 290. We could continue to trend up there, which makes sense because our last little high was just about 270 coming up. I know I'm like looking all around the phone. That's ridiculous, but I can't really see it on the Western name. So I say we're gonna come up either near, and this is on the weekly chart, everybody, or near or close to this support and resistance zone, maybe before having a pullback, especially since we've broken out of the pricing channel that I just charted out. But we are looking at the weekly. So overall, that's what my eye is seeing, man. Coming up in here on the weekly and then probably dropping back down a little bit.
And
Uh,
last question for me: when you look at calls, do you look at ETF settlement times? Would you be looking at January calls? Would you be looking at Q3 earnings? What are your thoughts?
okay. Now, did you say was that last part? Did you say Q3 earnings?
Yeah, isn't their earnings supposed to drop soon? I thought it said something like that.
Project Limitless. Are you still in the chat, my guy? Project Limitless. Let me know if you're still in the chat. And the only reason why I'm asking for Project Limitless, he's a good trader friend of mine. You're right. We do have earnings coming up in less than a month. Um, so I only bring up Project Limitless because he is probably one of the dopest earnings traders I've ever seen. And so I really would lean on his guidance and what he thinks about earnings. Now, for me, oddly enough, my most profitable trade has been from earnings, but I don't do earnings at all anymore. So I try to get away from earnings and my trading at all. Now we do have a little bit of time, so depending on the type of trader that you are, you could probably get an opportunity or two um, before earnings to take some trades. But me, for the most part, if I was trying to approach Tesla the same way I was describing, I don't know if you were on, um, when I was describing the overall like sentiment for SPY, kind of rounding out and cresting out for the end of the year. Then I would be waiting to get past the earnings in October and then seeing what the stock is looking like to take those calls to round out the year. That's what I would do. But for me personally, I like to get away from earnings. I like to let the momentum happen, whether the market is impressed by the earnings reports or if the market isn't impressed. Now, I think outside of earnings, you mentioned a couple of other things like settlement times and stuff like that. I used to be big man into looking at like using unusual wells to go look at all the like large volume contract activity, whether it was calls and puts or things like that. I really don't do that too much these days. Not that I'm against it, but I've just been scalping so much. And since scalping is just so like, really quick, I don't use those more like longer, far out methods of my trading strategy. But I would, if I wanted to go long term with Tesla, I would go take a look at unusual wells. I would do diligence like that to see can I get some insights on where the heavy hitters are going, right? Do we have an abnormal amount of calls to puts or puts to calls? Is there a dominant, are there a lot of premiums outstanding for puts, things like that? All right. Big shout out to DeSille, real estate agent. Says hello, found long time. Yeah, it's been a minute, man. Appreciate that. But yeah, as of this moment right now, I'm thinking that because Tesla continued to break out of this pricing channel, which was already going up anyway. So it just kind of further accelerated. I think we're going to come up on the weekly chart into uh into this resistance zone that I've charted out. And then I would go take a look just to be more direct with you. I would go take a look at like unusual wells and see what some of that contract activity is looking like, especially to see if there's anything that will corroborate getting into calls.
Yeah,
Yes.
you just put me on to unusual whales. I hadn't even seen this before.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. I think I even do. I still have it a part of the Discord, like as a bot. Uh, let's go to the trading chat room. Let me see really quick. Are you still in here, Unusual Wells? I don't even remember the commands anymore. Yeah, options activity. I think it's still there. Let me move myself out the way. Let's do options activity, and then we'll do Tesla, and we'll get 30. This might not go too far out. And this just gives us a little snapshot on the expiration dates. I know it might be kind of blurry for everybody's end on TikTok, but Unusual Wells just gives me the bot at least just gives me a quick little snapshot on expiration dates, and it gives me the call volume versus the put volume. We got the call premium versus the put premium, and then the bullish versus the bearish. And so it looks like there's a whole lot of call premiums expiring for this Friday, and then it drops down significantly over the next couple of weeks going into the earnings. Still more than the put volume or the put premiums, though. Ooh, so you can kind of take that into consideration. Um, the call premium drops down a lot, but let's see where the call volume increases. So there's a big spike on call volume November 15th.
I can barely see that.
I
By the
know,
way, so
I know, I know. I know. So just check it out. Go to Unusual Wells, and then you can drop in the ticker. So yeah, check that out. I have it as a bot in the Discord, so like users could just type in their ticker and kind of use the Unusual Well bot.
is your Discord available in your profile?
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, Curtis, use your Discord available in your
Uh oh.
profile.
Uh oh.
Yeah,
Got a
it's
little echo.
so anyways, Curtis,
Uh,
use your Discord available in your
echo.
profile.
Echo. All right, Ocean Pepe. All right, my guy. It was good chatting with you. I'll be following you. I think we'll be following each other. I'll be tapping in, checking out the project. Let's see. All right, family. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Had a little impromptu. Never did that before on the live. Accidentally, when I it was a good accident. Was able to tap in with the founder of the Ocean Pepe meme coin. We got to learn a little bit there. So for anybody that was interested, I hope you're able to pick up a little bit. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Um, that's what's up. Oh snap! Big shout out to Ocean Pepe. All right, all right. Gotta go buy some of the coins. Okay, cool. I know we were chopping it up for a minute. Might be getting tired. Um, Cassie Vaughn said that candle is something. We'll see tomorrow morning where it'll start. Life flipped upside down says I think it'll break out. AMD will break out soon. AMD. Life flipped upside down says my buddy installs 30K Tesla boards in garages of new houses. Is business pretty good? The Aranas, thank you for the follow. Life flipped upside down. I miss Tesla calls, no money. Cassie Vaughn says what it looked like on daily Tesla. All right. Jose, thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, let's see who the top viewers are right now. Of course, Cassie Vaughn, you've been active in the audience. I appreciate you. 369, what's going on? Brutal Deviant, user 357-8999-765. Jonathan, what's up? David Taylor, Sweet Deal, and Savings Finder. I appreciate all y'all for rocking with me. Winston Williams, thanks for coming through. User 5122094776180. Thank you for the follow. All right. So we were just chopping it up about Tesla. This is the daily chart. We had this pricing channel drawn out. It still kind of is in the pricing channel. We had this doji pretty much formed today. So we could see because a doji is kind of like a weak signal, right? For a bull or for a bullish candle, or either way, whether it was bullish or bearish, it is a weak signal. So we may drop back down into this pricing channel, but it does look like we're breaking out of it, and that Tesla may want to reach for this support and resistance zone that we charted out up here. But with that being said, the other play is we got this pricing channel for Amazon. So what I would like to see is for either price to go up to the top to catch resistance and then take some puts down, or for price to come down here to catch support and then take some calls up. So that would be the main play that I'm looking at. But for the most part, as you guys all know, I just been scalping SPY on a day to day, using about 1,000, aiming for 5 to 10%, getting 50 to 100, and just kind of letting the account compound from there. All right. That's what's up. Thank y'all for rocking with your boy. Thank y'all for rocking with your boy. That's what's up. That's what's up. Let's see. Let's see. So we chopped it up, y'all. We chopped it up. And then if you guys ever want any additional information, let me show y'all a couple things. You could always go to my Twitter. Oops, I'm going to the wrong thing. So if you go over to Twitter and you go to at the Curtis G24. I do post all my screenshots, my P&L, my weekly, so everything like that. If you want to see any of my trading information, I put everything up on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, win, lose, or draw for my long-term portfolio, and as well as my day trades. And then, of course, some of my life stuff, things like that. But if you ever want to see that any of that information, I put everything up on Twitter for all y'all to see. So no holds bar. Like I said, you guys can see I usually aim for that 5 to 10% a day, which is anywhere from 50 to 100. But also have my days where I take losses, so you guys can see everything either on a daily basis or at the end of the week. Like I said, I usually put my trading confirmations both from Robinhood and TradeZella, all for public on uh, Twitter. So you can go there. And then if you wanted some long format content, you can go to YouTube. And then I have two YouTube channels. So if you want the trade recaps on a daily basis, you could go to Curtis G24 on YouTube. And so it was basically these recordings, right? These recordings from TikTok. But if you ever wanted to see how I did a trade on a previous day or what I was trading, you can go to my YouTube, Curtis G24, and then get all of these from back in the day. So win, lose, or draw, whether I took a loss, whether I made money, whatever the case may be, you guys can see how I traded it. And then for the new options traders, right? For the beginners out there, you can go to my other YouTube channel, which is Passive Income University. And Passive Income University has like the long format kind of courses. So if you wanted something like a course where you could sit down and take notes and just kind of get yourself your bearings and get your foot in or your feet wet with kind of learning the basics of options trading, go over to Passive Income University. And then you definitely want to look for option mechanics part two, tools for the trade. So this goes over how I build a watch list, the types of option contracts I'm looking for, all that kind of stuff to help you out. But with that being said, I appreciate all y'all for rocking with me and taking the time to show me some love on TikTok. And with that being said, I'll holler at y'all. All right. Peace.